You ever felt like your goals are too small? Today, it hits me. Most of the time, we're setting very needy goals. By that, I mean, a goal is something that should stretch you. But most of the time, we set goals that we can reach and we can feel comfortable about. We set goals within our comfort zone. But those type of goals are set by fear. And that's the reason a lot of us achieve them and still struggle. A goal is something that we need to want. Like, this is not theoretical. It's actually very practical. For example, you might want a nice car, but you don't need it. You might want a nice house, but you don't need it. By wanting it, you make a choice and you decide versus needing it and giving others the opportunity to reject. So what I've learned today by continuing reading 10x is easier than 2x is you want to actually be a buyer in every interaction. A buyer wants, a seller need. And when people smell that you need something, you are easily controlled and you give away your power and they can reject you. But when you are in your power and you're the buyer, you decide, I like this, I don't like that. Just like shopping at Subway for a sandwich. You choose exactly what you want in your sandwich, the type of meat, the veggies you like, how much sauce you want, and then you happily purchase it. But for example, when you need something at a job, like you need a promotion, you need more money, you need this or that, you give away your power and people can reject you. So a lot of us, when that happens, carves onto goals that we can achieve. We set small goals and we hit it. We are never rejected and we feel happily about ourselves. But deep down, it's like when you buy something, right? And somebody, they ask you for a price and you say, oh, 5,000. They say, fine. How do you feel? You feel like, what if I had said 2,000? What if, and you keep living like that. And that's how most people live all their lives. Another point is setting bigger goals, bolder goals actually stretch you out. And I like what James Clear said. You do not rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. That might sound contradictory to what I was saying earlier, but look at it this way. I think it's actually complementary. I think by setting a bigger goal, you can figure out how easily. You can figure out the system easily. Because first of all, a bigger goal stretch you out. It motivates you. It makes you wake up in the morning. A smaller goal, it doesn't have that that takes you to the next level. So even though James Clear said you fall to the level of the systems, I still believe you need to have that goal in order to even figure out the proper system. So there are 2 points that I want to make from Stephen Covey based on what I just said. One that just jumped out of my mind is before you want to go up that ladder, are you sure it's leaning towards the right wall? Because most of the time, I take that analogy, building the ladder, as building the systems, right? Most of the time, we get caught up on doing the easy thing because it keeps us busy, right? We start building them systems for a random goal that we took. We don't even know if that's what we made for, if that's what the creator or God put us on earth to do. And we just start hanging on. It's like a job. I mean, I'm gonna just spit it out. Right? You grow up, go to school, finally get the job. And even before getting that job, there was a plethora of other offers. For most of the people, like usually you have many offers. And even in choosing those offers and making them decisions, they don't even know which one is right, which one is wrong. But it's just interesting that even after 10 years, after making a decision, we still hang to that decision that we made just because. I mean, a decision might be good at the time, but it doesn't mean that a year, 3, 5, 10 years later, it's still the best decision for yourself. So no matter how much you got good at building other systems, if it's not fulfilling anymore, if you've mastered it already, and it's time to go and pivot, go to the next journey, but you're still hanging on to the needy job, you're gonna feel like a failure. That's the first point. Before I interpret it as before building the systems, make sure that the ladders are on the right wall, because choosing the right wall is more important than building the system. That's what I believe. And the second point is Stephen Covey mentioning between a stimulus and a response, there lies your growth. And that's the definition of leadership. I remember when I started going to school here, one day I stumbled on a book in a library, and I read a quote, and that quote has been with me all my time in the US. And that quote, I don't remember who said it, but it goes like, oh, unless you're trying to do something other than what you have already mastered, you will never grow. Those two goes together just to point out the growth in two different thought structures. Because in one side, Stephen Covey is saying, between stimulus and response, there lies your growth, right? Meaning, sometimes when you are needy and you easily control, people will find it as an opportunity to control you because they can feel your neediness. And in that moment, they might try to play you, right? Play with your mind based on mind games to dangle the carrots because they feel you needy. If you pause for a second, breathe. I like these Jefferson Lawyer videos on YouTube, if you've been watching them. Yeah, he's very good on communication, and it's somebody to follow because I wish I had known him and what he's teaching earlier in my career. I like the Stephen Covey. I like all those thinkers that I read, but sometimes they don't have direct, applicable sentence you can use to defend yourself. So what Jefferson said is, if somebody disrespects you, don't play their games, right? Take a time to breathe. And that time is also the same time Stephen Covey talking about between stimulus and response. There lies your time to grow, because during that time you can overreact, you can play what they want you to play because you're needy and you are in the heat of the moment, they play you around, or you can decide to step back, breathe, and respond. You can say something like, I don't respond to disrespect, instead of getting caught up. Like, I've made that mistake. Uh, I would just put my cards on the table a few times. A few times I've tried to apply whatever they say and I've been successful, but other time people got the best part of me. But it's a skill that you practice, and with time, you're just getting better and better. So I just wanted to share that you don't have to be needy. You don't have to build systems on the wrong goal. You need to find your purpose. You need to find your mission, understand your uniqueness, why God put you on earth. Then you can start executing. And in those mindset, that's when the 10x spirit rises and makes you a winner. So that's my takeaway for today. And I just wanted to share that with you. So let me know What is your big takeaway? To conclude, I would just say set the goal first, then the actions will follow. If you like this video, watch the next video.